pollution and climate change. Air pollution occurs due to the presence of undesirable solid or gaseous particles in the air in quantities that are harmful to human health and to the environment. Air may get polluted by natural causes such as volcanic eruption, which release ash, dust, sulfur, and other gases, or by forest fires that are occasionally naturally caused by lightning. However, unlike pollutants from human activity, naturally occurring pollutants tend to remain in the atmosphere for a short time and do not lead to permanent atmospheric change. Pollutants that are emitted directly from identifiable sources are produced both by natural events, for example, dust storms and volcanic eruption, and human activity such as emission from vehicles and industries. These are called primary pollutants. There are five primary pollutants that together contribute about 90% of the global air pollution. These are carbon oxide, nitrogen oxides, sulfur oxide, volatile organic compounds, mostly hydrocarbons, and suspended particulate matter. Pollutants that are produced in the atmosphere when certain chemical reaction takes place among the primary pollutants are called secondary pollutants such as sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and carbonic acid. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless, and toxic gas produced when organic materials such as natural gas, coal, or wood are incompletely burnt. Vehicular exhaust are the single largest source of carbon monoxide. Vehicles are also poorly maintained and several have inadequate pollution control equipment resulting in release of greater amount of carbon monoxide. Nitrogen oxides are found in vehicular exhaust. Nitrogen oxide are significant as they are involved in the production of secondary air pollutants such as ozone. Hydrocarbons are a group of compounds consisting of carbon and hydrogen atoms. They either evaporate from fuel supplies or are remnants of fuel that did not burn completely. Hydrocarbons are washed out of the air when it rains and run into the surface of water. They cause an oily film on the surface and causes a serious issue until they react to form secondary pollutants. Particulates are small pieces of solid materials. Example of these are smoke particles from fires, dust particles, and ash from industries. These pierce into the atmosphere. Repeated exposure to particulates can cause them to accumulate in the lungs and interfere with the ability of the lungs to exchange gases. Lead is a major air pollutant that remains largely unmonitored and is emitted by vehicles. Pollutants are also found indoor and from infiltration of polluted outside air and form various chemicals used or produced inside the buildings. Both indoor and outdoor air pollution are equally harmful to human health and to the environment as well. The effect of air pollution on living organisms. Human respiratory system has a number of mechanisms that help in protecting us from air pollution. Prolonged smoking or exposure to air pollutants can overload or break down these natural defenses, causing or contributing to diseases such as lung cancer, asthma, chronic bronchitis, and emphysema. Elderly people, infants, pregnant women, and people with heart disease, asthma, or other respiratory diseases are especially vulnerable to air pollution. Sulfur dioxide irritates the respiratory tissues. Chronic exposure causes a condition similar to bronchitis. It also reacts with water, oxygen, and other materials in the air to form sulfur-containing acids. The acids can become attached to particles which when inhaled are very corrosive to the lungs. Also, nitrogen oxides can irritate the lungs, aggravate asthma or chronic bronchitis, and also increase susceptibility to respiratory infection such as influenza or common colds. Suspended particles aggravate bronchitis and asthma. Exposed to these particles over a long period of time damages lungs, vegetation contributes to the development of chronic respiratory diseases and cancers. Air pollution has an effect on plants. It is when some gaseous pollutants enter leaf pores, they damage the leaves of the crops. Chronic exposure of the leaves to air pollutants can break down the waxy coating that helps prevent excessive water loss and leads to damage from diseases, pests, droughts, and frost. Such exposure interferes with photosynthesis and plant growth, reduces nutrients uptake, and causes leaves to turn yellow, brown, or drop off altogether. At a higher concentration of sulfur dioxide, majority of the flower buds become stiff and hard. They eventually fall from the plants as they are unable to flower. Emission of pollutants into the air can result in changes to the climate. Ozone in the atmosphere warms the climate, while different components of particulate matter can have either warming or cooling effects on the climate. Earth's climate is now changing faster at any point in the history of modern civilization. Primarily, as a result of human activities, global climate change has already resulted in a wide range of impacts across every region of the country and many sectors of economy that are expected to grow in the coming decades. Atmospheric changes induced by pollution contribute to global warming, a phenomenon which is caused due to the increase in concentration of certain gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and methane. Observation of the Earth have shown beyond doubt that atmospheric constituents such as water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, and chlorofluorocarbons trap heat in a form of infrared radiation near the Earth's surface. This is known as the greenhouse effect. The phenomenon is similar to what happens in a greenhouse. The glass in a greenhouse allows solar radiation to enter, which is absorbed by the object inside. This object radiates heat in a form of terrestrial radiation, which does not pass out through the glass. The heat is therefore trapped in a greenhouse, increasing the temperature inside and ensuring the luxuriant growth of plants. Could be several adverse effects of global warming. With a warmer Earth, the polar ice caps will melt, causing a rise in ocean levels and flooding of coastal areas. The rise in temperature will bring about a fall in agricultural production. Changes in the distribution of solar energy can bring about changes in habitats. A previously productive agricultural area will suffer severe droughts, while rain will fall in occasions that were once a desert. This could bring about changes in the species of natural plants, agricultural crops, insects, livestock, and microorganisms.